All right, let's talk about giving your business a brain, an AI-powered automation system that can totally change the way you operate. Today, we're going to break down that whole system, starting right at the foundation, what this brain actually is, and how modern AI chatbots can seriously become your most valuable employee.
Just think about it for a second. What if every single question got answered, every lead got qualified, and every client got booked perfectly, 24/7? It sounds like a dream for pretty much any business owner, right? I mean, it's a way to finally stop worrying that a hot lead is going to go cold just because you were busy or, asleep.
Well, here's the thing. This isn't some far-off fantasy anymore. It's a very real system, and it's built on a concept we're calling the brain, an AI that literally never forgets to follow up and works around the clock to grow your business.
So let's break this down. What is this core concept? Think of it like the central nervous system for your entire client acquisition process.
So what is the brain, really? It's not just one single tool. It's the whole integrated AI layer that sits at the very heart of your operations. It's designed to think, to respond, and, this is the most important part, to actually take action for you, making sure no opportunity ever slips through the cracks.
Now, to really get how this brain works, we need to break it into its two essential parts. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a person. They have a personality, and then they have the ability to actually get stuff done.
This right here is probably the best analogy for it. Just imagine hiring the absolute perfect receptionist. Someone who knows your business inside and out, can answer any question in a split second, and is available any hour of the day or night. That's exactly the kind of system we're talking about building.
And this slide, it just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got the face. That's the AI chatbot that handles all the conversation. And on the other, you've got the muscle. That's the automation that takes what was said in that conversation and triggers a real-world action, like actually booking a meeting in your calendar. The real magic, the secret sauce, is when these two work together completely seamlessly.
Okay, let's zoom in on the chatbot for a minute, the face of the operation, because this is where most people have a really fundamental misunderstanding of what this technology can truly do these days.
This is it. This is the key misconception we absolutely have to clear up. If you're picturing one of those old, clunky chatbots that could only handle like 5 pre-programmed questions, it's time to just completely reset your expectations. We are in a totally different league now.
A modern AI chatbot is a true conversational agent. It's built on these incredibly powerful large language models. You can think of them as these massive reasoning engines that understand context and nuance. It's the same tech that's behind tools like ChatGPT, but with one absolutely crucial difference. It's been specifically trained on your business content. It basically becomes an expert on you.
And the process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you just feed it all your content, your FAQs, your service descriptions, your pricing, case studies, all of it. Then it learns not just what to say, but how you say it, picking up your unique brand voice. So if you're, say, a high-end financial firm, it's going to be formal and precise. If you're a cool streetwear brand, it's going to be casual. And the result? You get an AI that can answer really detailed questions with the same confidence as your absolute best team member.
So once this AI is all trained up, what can it actually do for your business? This is where we go way beyond simple Q&A and get into real, tangible business results.
A properly trained AI, it becomes a true powerhouse. I mean, it can answer detailed questions about your pricing at 2 in the morning. It can ask those strategic questions to qualify leads, making sure you only talk to people who are a great fit. It can even handle common objections like, "Oh, that sounds expensive," by explaining the value and the ROI. It will collect contact info totally naturally in the flow of the conversation. And, this is the big one, it books qualified appointments directly into your calendar, completely on its own. And that really brings us to the most important point of all. The goal here isn't just to have a bunch of nice conversations, it's to drive business outcomes. The best AI chatbots are conversion tools, plain and simple. They're designed to seamlessly move a potential customer from just being curious to being booked.
Okay, so now that you get the foundational layer, what the brain is and how the chatbot part works, we can start building on top of it. And in the rest of this series, we're going to dive deep into the practical application of this whole powerful system.
So today we knocked out part 1, the core concepts. Next up, in part 2, we're going to get super tactical. We'll cover exactly where to deploy these chatbots, on your website, social media, even through text messages. Then in part 3, we'll bring it all together and walk through the entire end-to-end booking flow, from start to finish. To wrap up today, I want to leave you with a question to chew on.
If you could automate the answer to just one frequent, time-consuming question in your business, what would it be? Because answering that question, that's often the perfect place to start. We'll see you in part 2.
Welcome back. So in our last explainer, we did the fun part. We built the brain. We created this incredible AI chatbot that's trained to be your absolute best salesperson. But here's the thing. A genius salesperson locked in a closet doesn't make any sales, right? The smartest AI in the world is totally useless if your customers can't actually talk to it. So today, we get down to business. We're going to answer the 2 most important questions. Where on earth do you put this thing, and how exactly do you get it there? Okay, here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about what I call the deployment dilemma. Then we'll cover your home turf, your own website and landing pages. After that, we're heading out into the wild, social media and SMS. Then we'll demystify the how part, because I promise it's not scary. And finally, we'll tee up what comes next.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the deployment dilemma. This is really your AI's first big test out in the real world.
Seriously, think about this for a second. You've built an AI that's an absolute genius. It can answer any question, qualify any lead, maybe even tell a decent joke. But if nobody can find it, is it just talking to an empty room? All that power, all that intelligence, just wasted. So yeah, here's the bottom line. An AI that isn't deployed is just a massive missed opportunity. Deployment is everything. It's the bridge between your brilliant bot and your future customers. And we're going to build that bridge right now by answering those 2 key questions: where to put it and how to do it. So let's kick things off with Section 2, and we're starting on your home field, your website and your landing pages. This is your turf, the digital ground you 100% own and control. For years, this has been the old way, right? A boring, static contact form. Name, email, message. It feels like homework. It's a chore. But the new way? We replace that form with a conversation. Suddenly, it's not a chore, it's an interaction. And you're not just passively collecting an email to get back to later. The AI is actively qualifying that lead right then and there. So on your turf, you've got 2 killer options. First, the classic website widget, that little chat bubble that pops up in the corner. You've seen it everywhere. With tools like Tidio or Intercom, you can give people instant answers. It's a huge win. But the second option, this is the real powerhouse move, putting the AI on a landing page. Instead of a form, visitors get a conversation. Using something like VoiceFlow for this is an absolute game changer for conversion rates.
Okay, Section 3. We've secured the home base. Now it's time to venture out into the wild. This is all about proactively meeting customers exactly where they already are, instead of just waiting for them to come find you.
Check out this flow for social media. Someone comments on your Instagram post or clicks a link in your Facebook bio. What happens next? Boom. Instantly, your AI bot slides into their DMs and starts a conversation. No waiting. This means you never miss a lead ever. It's like having a salesperson on duty 24/7, ready to pounce on every single opportunity. Now let's talk about a channel that honestly blows my mind: SMS. I mean, look at these numbers. An email open rate of 20% is considered pretty good. But SMS? We're talking about a 95% open rate. It is, without a doubt, one of the most direct and powerful ways to reach somebody. And it all comes down to this really simple rule. You have to deploy your brain where the eyeballs already are. And guess what? People's eyeballs are glued to their text messages. With platforms like Go High Level, your AI can have entire, meaningful, lead qualifying conversations with people over text. It's direct, it's personal, and it always gets seen.
Okay, on to Section 4. Let's pull back the curtain and demystify the how. I know this is the part where some people get a little nervous thinking about code and techie stuff, but I'm telling you, this is so much easier than you think.
The big, scary term you need to know is JavaScript snippet. That's it. And don't let the name fool you. It's not complex coding. It is literally one single line of text that you copy from your chatbot tool and you paste it onto your website. That's it. It's like putting a sticker on your webpage that happens to be a genius chatbot. And the process is, well, it's this simple. Step 1, you copy that one line of code. Step 2, you find the header or custom code section in your website builder, whether that's Squarespace, Wix, WordPress, it doesn't matter, and you paste it in. Step 3, you hit publish, and you are live. You don't need to hire a developer. You can do this yourself. So let's recap the how. For your website, it's a simple copy and paste.
For social media, it's even easier. You're just connecting your accounts through official integrations. Click a few buttons and you're done. And for SMS, it's all built in. You just tell the system what triggers the conversation, and the AI takes it from there.
And that brings us to our final section for today, what comes next. Because we're not just trying to deploy a chatbot, we want to turn it into an actual deal maker for our business. So think about where we are. You've built the expert AI brain. You now know exactly where to deploy it to get it in front of your customers. The very last piece of this whole puzzle is making sure those conversations actually turn into closed deals. So I'm going to leave you with this final crucial question. Your AI is live. It's out there talking to people, but how does it actually close the deal? How does it get someone to book a call or make a purchase? Well, in the final part of this series, we're going to walk through that entire end-to-end booking flow and show you the exact tools you need to turn those chats into cash. You're not going to want to miss it. I'll see you there.
If you're running a business, you know the drill, right? Your inbox is always buzzing. You've got DMs that need replies like yesterday. You're sending follow-up emails that just seem to disappear. And you're spending way too much time on calls with people who aren't really the right fit. It's just this constant manual chase. But what if you could change all that? What if you had a system that did the work for you, even when you're not working? Well, today, we're going to break down exactly how to build an automated booking flow that turns all that chaos into calm, cool efficiency. Let's dive in.
And this slide really puts it in black and white. On the left, that's the old way, the manual chase. You're always a step behind, amazing leads go cold because you just couldn't get back to them in time, and your calendar is jam-packed with calls that, let's be honest, go nowhere. But look at the right side. That's the automated flow. We're talking instant engagement 24/7. Your time is protected because you only talk to people who are actually ready. And the best part, your business is literally booking clients while you're asleep. This isn't some far-off dream. It's just a really, really smart system.
So how do we get from that chaotic before to that streamlined after? It's not magic, it's a process, it's a journey. And we're gonna walk through that entire journey step by step. We'll follow a potential client from the very first moment they find you, all the way to being booked on your calendar, with the whole thing running on autopilot in the background.
And here is our roadmap for that journey. It's a simple 5-step flow. First, there's a trigger. Then, a conversation starts. That leads to qualification, then booking, and finally, confirmation. Just think of each step like a relay race, where the baton is handed off perfectly to the next stage. So, let's break down exactly what's happening in each one.
Okay, so it all starts with a single moment. This is the starting gun for the entire system. Nothing happens until a potential customer makes that first move.
So, how does this all kick off? Well, someone finds you. Maybe they land on your website, or they see a post on social media, or they click on an ad. Honestly, it doesn't really matter where they come from. What matters is what they do next. The second they engage, by starting a chat, dropping a comment, filling out a form, boom, the system's brain flicks on. It is now live and ready to go. All right, that trigger was the spark. Now let's see how that spark ignites the fire. This is the conversation phase, and it's absolutely crucial. Once the system is triggered, it's time to talk. But this is a conversation that doesn't have to wait for you. An AI chatbot greets them immediately. Not in an hour, not the next morning, we're talking right now. In this game, speed is everything. The bot says hello and then starts asking these really smart, strategic questions. Things like, so, what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? Or, what's your timeline for getting this solved? See, these aren't just random questions. They are your most important qualifying criteria, just disguised as a friendly, helpful chat. And this is where the brain of the system really starts to shine. Based on that little chat, the AI has to make a decision. It's basically your ultimate gatekeeper, and its only job is to protect your most valuable asset, your time.
Just look at how this works. It's like a smart filter. The AI takes their answers and checks them against your ideal criteria. Budget, timeline, you name it. If they're a strong fit, perfect. The system smoothly guides them toward booking a call. But what if they're not quite ready? Well, the system doesn't just say no, it nurtures them. It might offer a free guide or a spot on a waitlist. This is so key. You're still giving value to everyone, but your calendar is totally shielded from those time-wasting calls.
Okay, so the AI has found a high-quality lead. The gate is officially open. Now it's time to get them on the calendar, and the whole system is designed to make this as easy and frictionless as possible.
And here's how that actually works. Instead of sending them off to some link in an email and hoping they click it, the bot just presents available time slots right there in the chat. It pulls this info live from your calendar, whether you use Calendly, Cal.com, whatever. The person just taps the time that works for them right then and there. I mean, think about it. No more back and forth emails, no more dead-end scheduling links. It's just one smooth, easy flow that ends with a confirmed meeting.
So, the meeting is on the books. Awesome. But the automation is not done yet. Oh no. This final step is all about making sure that post-booking experience feels incredibly professional, super organized, and makes your new lead feel totally taken care of, all without you lifting a finger.
The second they hit confirm, a whole chain reaction kicks off. Instantly, a confirmation email lands in their inbox. A reminder is automatically scheduled for 24 hours before the call, which, by the way, slashes no-shows. And on your side of things, that new lead is automatically added to your CRM with all their answers neatly tagged. You literally can wake up in the morning, look at your calendar, and see a pre-qualified, fully informed new lead ready for a great conversation. That is what it feels like when the system is working for you.
Okay, so that's the what. We get it. Now let's talk about the how. And I promise, building this does not have to be some big, complicated nightmare. Let's pull back the curtain and look at the actual tools you'd use to build this engine for your business.
We can pretty much break the toolkit down into 4 main jobs. First, you need an AI chatbot. You've got tools like VoiceFlow for really custom stuff, or something like Go High Level or ManyChat. Next, you need an automation layer to connect everything. Think Zapier or Make. For booking, Calendly's the classic, but Cal.com is a great option too. And finally, for your CRM, to keep track of everyone, you could use a big system like HubSpot or something more flexible like Notion or Airtable.
Now, I know looking at that list of tools can feel like a lot. So let's just simplify this, okay? You do not need all of that to get started. Your minimum viable setup, the bare essentials, is just 3 pieces. 1 chatbot tool to have the conversation, 1 booking tool for your calendar, and 1 automation layer to glue them together. That's it. Seriously, start there. You can add all the other fancy stuff later on.
All right, we've covered the what and the how, but you know what? None of it matters if you don't actually do anything. So let's boil all of this down into a simple, actionable plan to get you started on building your very first system, like today.
The key here is simple. Don't try to boil the ocean. Just start small. First, just pick 1 platform for your chatbot. That's it. Second, build just 1 simple conversation flow. Just ask your most important questions. Third, connect that flow to your calendar. Fourth, put it out there. Test it with some real people and see what happens. And finally, look at the results, see what works, what doesn't, and make it a little better. You don't have to be perfect on day 1. You just have to get started.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about your own business. Think about the bottlenecks, the time you're wasting, the leads you might be losing. This system is the answer. So the only real question left is the one right there on your screen. Which part of this system are you going to build first? Will it be the conversation, the calendar hookup? Just getting that first piece in place. That's the most powerful step you can take.
Subscribe for more AI tutorials and comment what you want to learn next.